From UFOs to psychic powers and government conspiracies, history is riddled with unexplained events. You can turn back now, or learn the stuff they don't want you to know.
Hello. Welcome back to the show. My name is Matt.
My name is Noel.
They call me Ben. We are joined with our super producer, Paul Decant. Most importantly, you are here, you are you. That makes this stuff they don't want you to know, regardless of where or when you are tuning in. Oh boy, this one is a doozy. It's a very strange topic. It's something that we have received multiple requests about over the years, YouTube comments, 3 a.m. tweets, and so on.
It's a conceptual topic. It's one of those that we do those every once in a while where you really have to open your mind and go on a journey through several different hoops before you can really get to the concept. And that's what we're going to do today.
Wait, we're going on a journey?
Oh, this is a full-on journey.
I didn't sign up for a journey. I thought we were just going to sit here at the table.
We're already moving just in directions we cannot perceive. That would be the argument here. Most of us have heard strange stories about extraterrestrials, aliens, UFO, Roswell crash, Eric von Daniken's sort of stuff about ancient aliens building civilization, and the idea is usually they came from somewhere beyond the solar system, but you'll also hear stuff like the ancient lunar inhabitants or an old civilization on Mars.
Yeah,
right?
a physical place that they are traveling from on some type of ship or in some manner like that.
And whether or not you believe in the stories of extraterrestrial contact, there's no denying that it's been a conversation or an angry debate that humanity has been having for a long, long time with varying iterations, which we'll see in folklore today as well. Over the centuries, loads of researchers, scads of academics, what's another name for a group of people? Multitudes of mystics, right? And
A cadre of scholars.
Yes. They've all argued with varying degrees of credibility for or against these possibilities and the claims for the existence of intelligent, non-Earth-based life. These claims typically take several forms. First, there's the basic idea that these things do exist and have contacted humanity or Earth, either in the ancient past, whether that's in the early days of human or pre-human civilization, or even before humans entirely. You know, like the elder things in all the H.P. Lovecraft stories.
In the seeding of humanity.
Yeah. And the other side of this would be that this contact occurred in the recent past or currently through accident, like the popular legend of the Roswell crash, or through design, where these aliens said, hey, we like what you all have going on for one reason or another. We're just gonna drop on in, get in where we fit in.
Or perhaps even influence us in one way or another as a human civilization.
Yeah, here's how to farm, morons. Right? Here's how to take the thoughts that occur in your head and put them on the physical plane so that people can hear from you when you're dead.
I would just hope that they would see from afar that, you know, we have a tendency to kind of be jerks and kill everything. Maybe it'd be a good idea to stay away.
Or maybe it's something they want to nip in the bud.
Well, that's cool, too. We'll take all the help we can get.
Or maybe it's something that all intelligent life goes through, almost a stage of development.
Sure.
Like a sort of universal adolescence.
Like, I don't know, the terrible twos.
Oh, right, yeah.
2 millions. Time is a flat circle, my friends.
Oh, boy. We're falling into and around it. The second idea that about alien life would be, as Matt mentioned earlier, that extraterrestrials have either seeded life on Earth or somehow modified existing animal life as we recognize it today. Personally, my favorite example of this, and I think the most plausible one, is this theory we've talked about, which is a fascinating idea with just a terrible name.
Panspermia.
Yep, panspermia. It's you can pause and do some puns if you need to, folks, and then we'll come back in. Panspermia is the idea that life here all life here on our planet was seeded not by an intelligent extraterrestrial life, but by microbes that were super hardy and able to tolerate the hazards of space. And they were attached to a comet or other heavenly object that just crashed here.
I could see that as being the genesis for all human life. I mean, I'm picturing, the beginnings of this crazy thing we call humanity as being like little tiny particles and microbes. I could totally see that.
And water bears.
That too.
Oh, yeah.
They're so cute.
Tardigrades,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, tardigrades.
And indestructible, right? Pretty much. Like they can survive for long periods of time with no
Oxygen,
food or
anything,
oxygen,
in space, radiation, bring it on. They're good to go.
Yeah, they're the Energizer Bunny of, you know what, I'm going to give up on this one.
The cosmos?
There we go. Thank you, Noel, because just to peek behind the curtain here, I tried to make that reference and I had to stop and off air ask you guys which battery it was.
Are you sure it wasn't Duracell Bunny?
Did Duracell even have a cute little spokes thing?
It's just the copper top.
Really? It's a little dull. You think they would have updated that by now. Everready had a creature, didn't they?
I want to say
A dinosaur.
I feel like all products should have some animal mascot that's disturbing in its implications. Like there's a grocery store chain here in the southeastern part of the United States called Piggly Wiggly. You may not be familiar with this if you have not spent time in this neck of the global woods, but the Piggly Wiggly mascot is a pig that's really into killing pigs. And in one of its original iterations, it was cutting itself too.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
And that's just normal. That has nothing to do with today's show. That's just how people perceive and portray things.
That's just how it is here in the South.
Another way that it could just be is that somehow,
That was good, man.
for some reason, aliens were the ones who actually planted the seed and altered the DNA of existing life on Earth to create intelligent life somehow, some way.
Okay, so the idea there is maybe life was already present in some form when an extraterrestrial arrived, and then they said, hey, let's go back through the genetic code and punch things up a little bit.
Yeah, or there was some type of interbreeding that occurred between species that existed and whatever alien species this was. That one, as highly just as difficult to grasp as all of these are, and as implausible as some of them might be, that one to me is just not even a thing.
You don't think so? Because people who are proponents of this would argue that all the stories of ancient travelers from afar, like the Nephilim, for instance, breeding with the human population, they would argue that that is a coded translation of some true events.
Yeah, I think it's just what we know about how difficult it is for any type of crossbreeding just from terrestrial species.
Sure.
It seems as though maybe they had perfected the science of it, but I highly doubt that.
And then one of the big assumptions would be that there would be some kind of commonality or closeness such that you could exchange or modify genes. We know technically that it's possible to make a so-called human Z. There's not hard proof that anyone did it for a variety of understandable reasons.
But again, fairly closely related species.
Yeah. And then there's the third category of theories about or opinions about extraterrestrial contact with Earth.
Right. And that's the idea that intelligent life has to exist somewhere, whether it's at the same time as intelligent life exists here on Earth or somewhere in the past. And if by some strange coincidence, some chance, we are the first intelligent life, other examples are going to pop up somewhere, sometime after we blip out.
Yep, somewhere after our world ends, not with a bang, but with a whimper, there will be there will be another civilization or another form of intelligent life that also grows up as a latchkey kid in the universe and wonders, Are we alone?
And why not, man? It makes, like I was talking about earlier, with the water bears and the, just the weird primordial goo that beget us. What makes us so special that it only happened for us? I don't know. Like, I'm asking.
It's a great question.